France is a country that feels like a dream come to life. It is known for its romantic cities, breathtaking landscapes, rich history, and world-famous culture. From charming villages with cobblestone streets to vibrant cities filled with art and fashion, France offers something magical for every traveler. It is a place where you can explore medieval castles, wander through colorful markets, and relax in peaceful countryside surrounded by vineyards and lavender fields. France is not only about beauty, it is also about experiences. Imagine sipping coffee at a street-side cafe, tasting fresh pastries, or enjoying world-class cuisine that delights every sense. The country is home to iconic landmarks, world-renowned museums, and stunning natural wonders. Whether you are drawn to the elegance of Paris, the sunshine of the French Riviera, the snowy peaks of the Alps, or the charm of small provincial towns, each corner of France tells its own story. Traveling through France feels like stepping into a painting, where every scene has its own unique color and character. It is a country that blends history, culture, and natural beauty into one unforgettable journey. Paris. Paris is often called the City of Light, and it truly lives up to that name. It is a city that inspires romance, creativity, and wonder. Walking through Paris feels like stepping into a living museum, with grand boulevards, elegant architecture, and a timeless charm that captures every visitor. The heart of Paris beats around its iconic landmarks. The Eiffel Tower stands tall as a symbol of love and beauty, offering breathtaking views over the city. Along the River Seine, historic bridges and majestic buildings create unforgettable scenes. Paris is also home to some of the greatest museums in the world, including the Louvre, where masterpieces like the Mona Lisa can be found, and the Musée d'Orsay, which celebrates Impressionist art. But Paris is not only about monuments and museums. The city is alive with vibrant neighborhoods, from the artistic streets of Montmartre to the luxury boutiques along the Champs-Élysées. Cozy cafes invite you to sit back and enjoy fresh croissants, while lively markets fill the air with colors and aromas. Every corner of Paris offers a story waiting to be discovered. Paris is more than just a destination. It is a feeling. It is the glow of lights at night, the melody of street musicians, and the joy of simply wandering with no plan, letting the city surprise you. The Louvre Museum is one of the most famous museums in the entire world and a treasure of Paris. It is not only a museum but also a former royal palace, filled with centuries of history. The grand glass pyramid at its entrance has become an icon, welcoming millions of visitors each year. Inside, the Louvre holds a vast collection of art and artifacts from many different civilizations and time periods. Its galleries stretch for miles, making it a place where you can wander for hours and still feel there is more to discover. Among its masterpieces is the Mona Lisa, a painting admired for its mysterious smile and timeless beauty. Another highlight is the statue of the Venus de Milo, a graceful figure from ancient Greece that continues to inspire awe. The Louvre is more than just a building full of art. It is a journey through human creativity and history. Every corridor tells a story, from ancient Egyptian relics to Renaissance masterpieces. Even the museum itself, with its stunning architecture and grand halls, is a work of art. Visiting the Louvre is like stepping into a world of imagination, where beauty, history, and culture come together in one unforgettable place. The Eiffel Tower is the most iconic landmark of Paris and one of the most recognized symbols in the world. Rising gracefully above the city, it was originally built as a temporary structure for the World's Fair in the late 19th century, but it soon became the heart of Paris. Today, it stands as a symbol of beauty, romance, and innovation. The tower is made of iron and has a delicate design that looks light and elegant despite its great size. Visitors can explore its different levels, each offering breathtaking views over the city. From high above, the River Seine winds through Paris, with landmarks like the Arc de Triomphe and the Sacré-Cœur shining in the distance. At night, the Eiffel Tower becomes even more magical. Thousands of sparkling lights cover the structure, turning it into a glittering jewel in the Parisian sky. The sight of it glowing after sunset is unforgettable and often leaves travelers speechless. The Eiffel Tower is not only a place to admire views, it is also a symbol of dreams and inspiration. It represents the spirit of Paris itself, elegant, timeless, and full of wonder. Notre-Dame Cathedral is one of the greatest treasures of Paris and a masterpiece of Gothic architecture. Standing proudly on the Allée de la Cité in the middle of the River Seine, it has watched over the city for centuries. Its tall spires, flying buttresses, and detailed sculptures make it one of the most breathtaking churches in the world. Stepping inside the cathedral feels like entering another time. The soaring ceilings, towering columns, and the soft glow of stained glass windows create a peaceful and spiritual atmosphere. The famous rose windows are especially stunning, filling the interior with colorful light. Notre-Dame has also been the setting for many important moments in French history, from royal ceremonies to national celebrations. Climbing to the top of the towers rewards visitors with panoramic views of Paris and a close look at the cathedral's iconic gargoyles. These stone guardians have become symbols of Notre-Dame and add to its timeless charm. Although the cathedral suffered damage in the fire of 2019, its spirit remains unbroken. Restoration work continues to bring it back to its full glory, and it still stands as a symbol of resilience, faith, and beauty. The Arc de Triomphe is one of the most important monuments in Paris and a powerful symbol of French history, standing proudly at the top of the Champs-Élysées. It was built to honor the soldiers who fought for France and to celebrate victories in battle. Its massive structure, detailed carvings, and grand design make it one of the most impressive arches in the world. The monument is covered with sculptures and engraved names of generals and battles, turning its walls into a story of courage and sacrifice. At its base lies the tomb of the unknown soldier, with an eternal flame that burns day and night to honor those who lost their lives in war. This flame is a reminder of respect, unity, and national pride. Visitors can climb to the top of the Arc de Triomphe, where a viewing platform offers one of the best panoramas in Paris. From here, the city spreads out in every direction, with 12 grand avenues radiating from the arch like a shining star. The sight of the Eiffel Tower, the Champs-Élysées, and the city's rooftops from above is unforgettable. The Arc de Triomphe is more than a monument. It is a symbol of strength, remembrance, and the enduring spirit of France. The Sacré-Cœur Basilica is one of the most striking landmarks in Paris, rising above the city from the hill of Montmartre. Its white domes glow against the sky, making it a symbol of peace and faith that can be seen from many parts of the city. Built in the late 19th century, the basilica is dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus and holds deep meaning for the people of France. The exterior of the basilica is graceful and unique, with rounded domes and intricate details that give it a timeless beauty. Inside, the atmosphere is calm and spiritual. The vast mosaic of Christ with open arms is one of the largest in the world, filling the sanctuary with color and inspiration. Outside, the steps leading to Sacré-Cœur offer one of the best views of Paris. From this high point, the city stretches out in every direction, with rooftops, monuments, and the river Seine, creating a breathtaking panorama. The lively atmosphere of Montmartre, with its artists and street performers, adds to the charm of the visit. The Sacré-Cœur Basilica is more than a church. It is a place where art, history, and spirituality meet, leaving every visitor with a feeling of wonder and serenity. Montmartre is one of the most artistic and charming neighborhoods in Paris. Sitting on a hill in the northern part of the city, it has long been a gathering place for painters, writers, and dreamers. With its narrow cobblestone streets, cozy cafes, and lively squares, Montmartre feels like a village within the city, full of creativity and character. One of the highlights of Montmartre is the Sacré-Cœur Basilica, a white domed church that crowns the hilltop. From its steps, visitors can enjoy one of the most stunning views over Paris, especially at sunset when the city glows with golden light. The basilica itself is beautiful, both inside and out, with peaceful mosaics and grand arches. Montmartre is also famous for its artistic spirit. In the Place de Terre, painters set up their easels to create portraits and capture scenes of daily life. This tradition connects the neighborhood to its past, when famous artists like Picasso and Van Gogh once lived and worked here. Walking through Montmartre is an experience of discovery. Every corner holds a story, from hidden gardens and windmills to cafes that once hosted great thinkers and musicians. It is a place where the soul of Paris feels alive in every detail. The Musée d'Orsay is one of the most beloved museums in Paris, admired not only for its incredible art, but also for its unique setting. The museum is housed inside a former railway station, a grand Beaux-Arts building with a giant clock and stunning architecture. Stepping inside feels like entering a work of art even before exploring the galleries. The Musée d'Orsay is most famous for its collection of Impressionist and Post-Impressionist masterpieces. Here you can see paintings by Monet, Renoir, Degas, and Van Gogh, artists who changed the way the world looked at art. The soft colors, the play of light, and the scenes of everyday life fill the museum with beauty and inspiration. Beyond the paintings, the museum also holds sculptures, photographs, and decorative arts, offering a rich journey through the creativity of the 19th and early 20th centuries. Every room reveals something new, from graceful ballerinas painted by Degas to the swirling skies of Van Gogh. What makes the Musée d'Orsay unforgettable is its atmosphere. With its soaring glass roof, grand open spaces, and breathtaking artworks, it feels warm, welcoming, and alive with history. It is a place where visitors not only admire art, but also feel the spirit of the artists who shaped modern culture. Saint-Chapelle is one of the hidden jewels of Paris, a Gothic masterpiece that seems to be made almost entirely of light and color. Built in the 13th century for King Louis IX, it was created to house sacred relics, including the crown of thorns. Today, it is celebrated as one of the most beautiful chapels in the world. The true wonder of Saint-Chapelle lies in its stained glass windows, Towering nearly floor to ceiling, they fill the chapel with glowing shades of blue, red, and gold as sunlight pours through. The windows tell stories from the Bible in breathtaking detail, creating an atmosphere that feels both majestic and spiritual. The chapel is divided into two levels. The lower chapel, once used by servants, is simple and serene, while the upper chapel, reserved for royalty, is radiant with light and decoration. Stepping into the upper level feels like entering a jewel box where every surface shines with artistry. Saint-Chapelle is more than a historic monument. It is a celebration of faith, craftsmanship, and imagination, a place where beauty and spirit come together in perfect harmony. Colmar is one of the most picturesque towns in France, often described as a fairy tale come to life. Located in the Alsace region, it is famous for its half-timbered houses, flower-filled canals, and colorful streets that seem to glow in every season. Walking through Colmar feels like stepping into a storybook, where every corner has a charm of its own. The town's historic center is beautifully preserved, with cobblestone lanes, medieval buildings, and lively squares. One of the most enchanting areas is called Little Venice, where canals wind through the old town and boats gently pass between houses decorated with flowers. It is one of the most photographed spots in all of France. Colmar also has a rich cultural heritage. The Unterlinden Museum holds treasures like the famous Essenheim altarpiece, while the town's churches and fountains reflect centuries of history. Its location in Alsace gives it a blend of French and German influences seen in both its architecture and its traditions. Adding to its magic, Colmar is known for its food and wine. Local specialties like tarte flambée and fine Alsace wines can be enjoyed in cozy restaurants that make every meal a celebration of the region. Colmar is more than a destination. It is an experience of beauty, history, and charm that feels timeless, leaving every visitor enchanted. The Basque country in southwestern France is a land of tradition, culture, and natural beauty, and its villages are at the heart of its charm. Nestled between the Atlantic coast and the rolling green hills of the Pyrenees, these villages are known for their whitewashed houses with red or green shutters, cobblestone streets, and a warm sense of community. One of the most beautiful is Espelette, famous for its red peppers that hang from the walls of houses to dry in the sun. The peppers are not only a local ingredient, but also a symbol of Basque identity, giving the village a colorful and lively atmosphere. Another jewel is Agneaux, listed among the most beautiful villages of France. Its traditional Basque houses, peaceful setting, and rich history make it a place where time seems to slow down. Saint-Jean-Paul-de-Port is also unforgettable, with its medieval gates and streets that once welcomed pilgrims on the route to Santiago de Compostela. These villages are more than just postcard perfect. They are places where culture is alive in the music, the festivals, the food, and the pride of the people. From tasting Basque specialties to joining in traditional celebrations, visiting the villages of the Basque country is an experience of authenticity and warmth. Is one of the greatest Gothic masterpieces in Europe and a landmark that defines the heart of the city. Built over several centuries, it rises with breathtaking elegance, its spire once making it the tallest building in the world. Even today, its detailed facade, covered in countless statues and carvings, leaves visitors in awe. Strasbourg Cathedral is one of the greatest Gothic masterpieces in Europe and a landmark that defines the heart of the city. Built over several centuries, it rises with breathtaking elegance, its spire once making it the tallest building in the world. Even today, its detailed facade, covered in countless statues and carvings, leaves visitors in awe. The cathedral's interior is just as extraordinary. Soaring arches, colorful stained glass windows, and a sense of grandeur fill the vast space with light and atmosphere. One of its most fascinating treasures is the astronomical clock, a masterpiece of craftsmanship that shows the movement of the planets and delights visitors when it comes to life each day. Climbing to the viewing platform is another unforgettable experience. From high above, the rooftops of Strasbourg and the winding River Ill stretch out below, while on a clear day the distant Vosges mountains and even the Black Forest can be seen. Strasbourg Cathedral is more than a church. The Croix-Rousse district in Lyon is a neighborhood full of character, history, and creativity. Built on a hill that overlooks the city, it is often called the village within the city because of its lively atmosphere and unique charm. Its steep streets, colorful buildings, and small squares make it one of the most fascinating areas to explore in Lyon. Croix-Rousse is deeply connected to the history of the silk industry. In the 19th century, it was home to the famous silk workers known as Calanques. They lived and worked in tall buildings with high ceilings, designed to fit the large looms used for weaving. Many of these workshops have been preserved, and walking through the district gives a sense of its proud working-class past. One of the most distinctive features of Croix-Rousse is its trabbles, hidden passageways that connect courtyards and streets. These secret paths were once used by silk workers to transport fabrics and later became part of Lyon's resistance movement during the Second World War. Today they are open for visitors to discover, adding a sense of mystery and surprise to the neighborhood. Beyond its history, Croix-Rousse is also a modern and artistic space. The district is filled with murals, studios, cafes, and markets that give it a vibrant creative energy. It is a place where tradition and innovation meet, making it one of the most authentic experiences in Lyon. Menton is a jewel of the French Riviera, often called the Pearl of France, nestled between the mountains and the Mediterranean. It is known for its mild climate, vibrant gardens, and bright pastel houses that give the town a warm and cheerful atmosphere. With its calm pace of life and stunning scenery, Menton feels like a hidden paradise. The town is famous for its beautiful old quarter, where narrow lanes climb up the hillside, leading to viewpoints with breathtaking vistas of the sea and coastline. Its Baroque basilica and charming squares add to the character, making every walk through the town a journey of discovery. Menton is also celebrated for its gardens, which flourish thanks to the sunny climate. Exotic plants, lemon trees, and colorful flowers fill spaces like the Serra de la Madone and the Jardin Botanique Valrama, turning the town into a living showcase of nature's beauty. Perhaps most iconic of all is Menton's connection to citrus. The town hosts a famous lemon festival every year, with parades and sculptures made entirely of lemons and oranges. This tradition highlights the unique identity of Menton and its joyful spirit. Menton is more than a resort town. It is a blend of French and Italian charm, a place of sunshine, beauty, and tranquility that leaves every visitor enchanted. The old port of Marseille is the heart of the city and one of the most vibrant waterfronts in France. For more than 2,000 years, it has been the center of life in Marseille, welcoming traders, fishermen, and travelers from across the Mediterranean. Today, it remains a lively gathering place where history, culture, and daily life come together. The harbor is filled with boats of all kinds, from traditional fishing vessels to sleek yachts, creating a scene full of color and energy. Along the quays, cafes and seafood restaurants line the water, offering the perfect spot to taste the city's famous bouillabaisse while watching the bustling activity of the port. Surrounding the old port are landmarks that tell the story of Marseille's past. The Saint Victor Abbey and the fortresses of Saint Jean and Saint Nicolas guard the entrance to the harbor, reminders of the city's strategic importance. From the port, narrow streets lead into lively markets and neighborhoods filled with local charm. The Old Port is more than a historic site, it is the soul of Marseille. It captures the spirit of the Mediterranean with its warmth, energy, and welcoming atmosphere, making it a place every visitor remembers with joy. Calanques National Park is one of the most stunning natural wonders of southern France, stretching along the Mediterranean coast between Marseille and Cassis. It is famous for its dramatic limestone cliffs, hidden coves, and turquoise waters that sparkle under the sun. The scenery here feels wild and untouched, a perfect escape into nature. The word Calanque refers to narrow inlets carved into the white rock cliffs, where the sea creates crystal-clear lagoons. These hidden gems can be reached by hiking along rugged trails or by exploring from the water in a boat or kayak. Each cove has its own unique charm, from quiet beaches to steep cliffs that rise dramatically above the sea. The park is also a paradise for hikers and nature lovers. Trails wind through pine forests, rocky ridges, and viewpoints that offer breathtaking panoramas of the coastline. The area is rich with wildlife, from seabirds to unique plants that thrive in this Mediterranean landscape. Calanques National Park is more than just a destination. It is an experience of beauty, adventure, and serenity. Whether you come for a peaceful swim, a long hike, or simply to admire the views, the Calanques leave every visitor with memories of pure wonder. The Papal Palace in Avignon is one of the most important Gothic buildings in all of Europe, and a true symbol of the city's rich history. During the 14th century, it served as the home of the popes, making Avignon the center of the Catholic world for nearly 70 years. Its grand walls, towers, and courtyards reflect both the spiritual and political power of that time. The palace is vast, with enormous stone halls, majestic chapels, and intricate frescoes that reveal the artistry of the Middle Ages. Walking through its rooms gives the feeling of stepping back into a world of ceremony, faith, and power. The Grand Chapel, with its soaring arches and colorful decorations, is one of the most striking spaces inside. From the top of the palace, visitors are rewarded with sweeping views of the Rhône River and the tiled rooftops of Avignon. The blend of history, architecture, and scenery makes the experience unforgettable. The Papal Palace is more than just a monument. It is a living reminder of a time when Avignon stood at the heart of Europe's spiritual and political life. Visiting it is like walking into history itself, where every stone tells a story of faith, power, and cultural heritage. The Château d'Amboise is one of the most historic and elegant castles of the Loire Valley. Standing proudly above the River Loire, it was once a royal residence where French kings lived during the Renaissance. Its position on a hilltop gives it a commanding view of the surrounding countryside, making it both beautiful and strategic. Amboise is not only admired for its architecture, but also for its connection to great figures of history. One of the most famous residents was Leonardo da Vinci, who spent the final years of his life in Amboise. He is buried in the chapel of the Château, a place that continues to attract visitors from around the world. The castle itself blends medieval strength with Renaissance elegance. Its towers and walls reflect its defensive past, while its graceful halls and gardens reveal the refinement of royal life. Strolling through the gardens with their perfectly kept lawns and sweeping views over the Loire River is an experience of peace and beauty. The Château d'Amboise is more than a historic monument. It is a place where art, science, and power once met, and where the legacy of France's golden age still shines brightly today. Mont Saint-Michel is one of the most magical sites in France, rising like a fairy tale island from the sea. Located in Normandy, it is a medieval village crowned by a stunning abbey, surrounded by walls and winding streets that seem frozen in time. As the tides change, the island is sometimes completely surrounded by water, giving it an otherworldly beauty that has inspired visitors for centuries. At the heart of Mont Saint-Michel stands the Abbey, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture built high above the village. Its soaring spires and stone arches create a dramatic silhouette against the sky. Inside, the abbey is peaceful and awe-inspiring, with grand halls and quiet chapels that reflect centuries of faith and devotion. The village below is just as charming, with narrow lanes, stone houses, and little shops that feel like stepping back into the Middle Ages. Climbing through its winding streets offers breathtaking views of the bay, where the shifting tides create a landscape that is always changing. Mont Saint-Michel is more than just a historic site. It is a wonder of nature and human imagination combined. It is a place where history, spirituality, and natural beauty meet, leaving every visitor with a sense of wonder and timeless enchantment. The Palace of Versailles is one of the most magnificent royal residences in the world and a true symbol of French grandeur. Located just outside Paris, it was transformed by King Louis XIV in the 17th century into a palace that displayed power, elegance, and beauty on the grandest scale. The palace is a masterpiece of art and architecture. Its glittering hall of mirrors is perhaps the most famous room, with walls lined in glass, crystal chandeliers, and golden details reflecting endless light. Walking through its corridors feels like stepping into the age of kings and queens, where every detail was designed to impress. The gardens of Versailles are just as breathtaking as the palace itself, stretching over hundreds of acres. They are filled with sculpted hedges, sparkling fountains, marble statues, and long pathways that seem to go on forever. Designed with perfect symmetry, the gardens are a living work of art where nature and design blend beautifully. Beyond its beauty, Versailles holds deep historical importance. It was the stage for royal ceremonies, grand celebrations, and also the dramatic events that shaped the French Revolution. Today, it remains a symbol of both the glory and the complexity of French history. Visiting the Palace of Versailles is like walking through a dream, where art, history, and beauty come together in one unforgettable place. The Château de Chambord is the largest and most majestic of all the Loire Valley castles. Built in the 16th century, Under King François I, it is a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture and one of the greatest symbols of royal power in France. Its design combines classical elegance with extraordinary imagination, making it unlike any other chateau in the world. The most striking feature of Chambord is its roofline. Dozens of towers, chimneys, and spires rise into the sky like a fairy tale skyline, giving the castle a dramatic and unforgettable appearance. Inside, one of its wonders is the double helix staircase, said to have been inspired by Leonardo da Vinci. Two people can climb the staircase at the same time without ever crossing paths, a design that still fascinates visitors today. The chateau is surrounded by an enormous park and forest, once used as a royal hunting ground. Walking through its grounds with wide paths and peaceful views gives a sense of the scale and grandeur that made Chambord a true royal residence. Château de Chambord is more than just a castle. It is a work of art, a vision of power and beauty, and a place where history and legend come alive. The Pont du Gard is one of the most remarkable ancient monuments in France and a true masterpiece of Roman engineering. Built nearly 2,000 years ago, this massive stone aqueduct was designed to carry water across the Garden River, supplying the city of Nimes. Today, it still stands in breathtaking condition, a symbol of both history and ingenuity. The structure rises in 3 tiers of graceful arches, reaching almost 50 meters in height. Its perfect balance of strength and elegance has made it one of the most admired Roman constructions in the world. Walking along the bridge or standing below it, you can feel the power of time and the skill of the builders who created it without modern tools. Surrounded by natural beauty, the Pont du Gard is more than just an ancient aqueduct. The river and hills around it create a peaceful setting where visitors can walk, relax, or even swim during the warm summer months. The harmony between the monument and the landscape makes the site feel timeless and alive. The Pont du Gard is not only a historic treasure, it is a reminder of human creativity and resilience, standing proudly as one of the greatest legacies of Roman civilization in France. The Loire Valley is often called the Garden of France, and it is famous for its breathtaking chateaux that line the river and countryside. These castles are not only beautiful, they are also windows into French history, filled with tales of royalty, art, and power. Each chateau has its own story, and together they create a landscape that feels both majestic and romantic. Among the most admired is Château de Chambord, with its grand towers, sweeping staircases, and vast grounds that show the vision of the Renaissance. Château de Chanoinceau is equally enchanting. Built gracefully over the river Cher, its arches reflecting in the water like a dream. Another jewel is Château d'Ambord, once home to kings and even the resting place of Leonardo da Vinci. What makes the Loire Valley special is not just the castles themselves, but also the beauty that surrounds them. The region is filled with vineyards, gardens, and peaceful villages, creating an atmosphere that feels timeless and serene. Exploring the Loire Valley is like traveling through a storybook, where every chateau adds a new chapter filled with art, culture, and elegance. The Loire Valley Châteaux are more than monuments of stone. They are living symbols of French history and imagination, places where past and present meet in harmony. Provence lavender fields. The lavender fields of Provence are one of the most enchanting sights in France. Every summer, rolling hills and open valleys are covered in endless rows of purple blossoms, filling the air with their soothing fragrance. The sight of these vibrant fields under the golden sun is like stepping into a painting full of color, light, and beauty. The most famous lavender landscapes can be found in places such as Valensole, Salt, and Luberon. Here, the fields stretch as far as the eye can see, creating a sea of purple that glows against the blue sky. Small stone villages, centuries-old abbeys, and rustic farmhouses add to the charm, making the scenery feel timeless and magical. Beyond their beauty, lavender fields are part of the culture and tradition of Provence. The flowers are harvested to create perfumes, soaps, and oils that capture the essence of the region. Visiting during harvest season allows travelers to see the fields at their most colorful, while local markets overflow with lavender-inspired products. The lavender fields of Provence are not only a place to see, but also a place to feel. They bring peace, inspiration, and a connection to nature that stays with every visitor long after the journey ends.